are you doing, Philippe?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm feeding my falcon.
But Pierre is calling.
Well, I don't care. I'm not a puppet.
Come and run.
But it must be important. Pierre is so rarely excited.
More excited than I? You're saying that he gets more excited than I?
No.
Is that what you're telling me? That he gets more excited than I?
No, of course
My
not.
brother gets more excited than I do.
That's not what I said.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
Do you want to see excitement?
No!
I'll show you excitement if that's what you want to see.
I think it was last week. I think it was you who was kicking the table. Why were you kicking the table, Eddie, all the time for no reason?
We haven't even introduced the show yet.
Yes, that's what we do.
Just so people who listen to this know, Sam just gave me the finger. This is abuse. Why do you always do these things?
I gave you the finger because last week you were the one who was
That
making
wasn't me.
the noise.
It was you with your mobile phone ringing every 2 seconds and Mo's hairy arms. I don't know, something did it. Anyway, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Talking at the Movies. I'm not even touching the tape. Let's get into this. I'm Eddie Reese.
It's your boy Salem here.
And it's Mo.
Oh, we have another week. Another week of movie stories. Another week of what we've been watching. I know you've got a long list of what you've been watching. You're a man with a problem, Mo.
I am. I've got many, many problems. Watching TV is not one of them.
Jeez. Let's just jump straight into that. So, Mo, get comfortable, Salem. What have you been watching, Mo?
Well, I haven't actually watched that much this week. Most of my stuff has been revolving around watching anime. I think the only live action thing I've watched is the one episode of Ballers that was broadcast earlier in the week, which is fantastic. I love that show. The Rock.
Is it that good?
Well, no, actually, it's an enjoyable show. It's an easy watch.
Well, no, actually. What? So why are you watching it if it's not that great?
No, it's a good, enjoyable show, right? So I wouldn't say it's like it's horrible and I'm just slugging it out. It's an enjoyable show.
Does it look how I expect it to be? And look, it reminds me of Entourage.
It does remind. It's not as good as Entourage. I really loved Entourage. I know you didn't really like it, and
I loved it up until the last 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. In that case, it doesn't have the R.E. Gold character, which is what really made Entourage. It is a little bit more serious. There is comedy. There's a side character in there, which is who hangs out with The Rock, who is the comedy value in a lot of the football players. But it is based like in reality, and it is quite sort of serious.
Are you watching it because you love The Rock? I mean,
because I love Rock. I want to be like The Rock.
You want to be a rock in you.
I want to be like The Rock.
So is you.
What do you mean it's always me?
I think he's like, this is how you kind of gauge the temperature of the room. You kind of drop all these little gay jokes and you think, what are they going to think about this? I want to tell the guy something, but
that he wasn't
I need to know how they feel.
into the show, so I thought maybe he's into The Rock.
No, but
Let's ask him a question. Nothing wrong with that.
But there is something else that I've watched. So I'll quickly talk about one of the animes, a show called Erased. Now, this is like a mix between Quantum Leap meets Journeyman. So 2 fantastic shows, both about time travel. And it's basically about a guy who's 29 years old and he will just skip back in time like Journeyman. And it's normally 5 or 10 minutes. And he's gotten so used to doing it that he will look around him to see what's different and try and avert a disaster. But he goes through a traumatic experience and he somehow ends up back in his body when he's like 11 or 12 years old, and he remembers about one of his classmates that was murdered, so he basically tries to change the future so she doesn't die. It's 12 episodes, there's no comedy, it is serious, the animation style is just beautiful, it's a fantastic show.
When did this come out?
So this is this season, so it's a brand new show.
That's interesting, actually.
It is very good. And because it's like there's no sequel manga or anything, so it's a one-shot deal. It's a complete story.
And is it a satisfying end?
It is a satisfying end. I don't want to say too much. The story does end properly. There are a couple of things that you kind of think, I wish they hadn't done that, wish they hadn't done that. But on the whole, I highly recommend it.
Is it mainly because, the one thing that seems like has really drawn you to the show is the whole time traveling side of
So
it.
the time travel thing was what made me get into it.
You're obsessed
but
with
there's
it.
not actually that much time travel in it. The whole concept is that he can go back in time.
When you watch this show, do you sit on your couch after taking your magic mushrooms and think you're time traveling?
Absolutely. One of these shows will give me the secret to time travel.
What is it that makes you so obsessed? What do you want to go back and change, Mo? There's something going on here.
It's not something that I want to go back and change, but I just like the whole. Ever since I watched Back to the Future as a child,
Tell us, Mo.
I've
please.
liked the whole concept of like time, like alternate,
What
like futures.
traumatic childhood event happened that you want to go back and change?
Did you get something happen to you like really? You could tell
Who
us.
was it?
See, one day my mum took me out, right? And she says, we're going to some relatives' homes, right? So we went to meet some relatives that I had never met before.
What did you do,
And I
Mo?
met Salim.
And it all links in together. No gay jokes from Salem. The traumatic experience from
The
Mo.
traumatic experience was I was lying
Salem.
on the living
Okay,
room.
it's okay. I've got the question now. Salem
I
experimented with Mo.
No. I must have been about 12 or 13
What
years
the
old,
fuck
right?
are you talking about?
I remember just
I
lying.
didn't do anything to you, Mo.
I just remember lying on the living room floor, just minding my own business. Salim was visiting. And he just walked up to me, lifted his foot, and smashed his heel into my mouth.
I do remember that.
how
I thought
you
you were
developed-
I said, turn me around.
And that's how you developed a foot fetish.
Oh boy, I do actually remember that. I did actually mean to kick you, by the way. So like, now that I look back at it, I'm really sorry.
See, you're a mean fucker.
Why are you looking at me like that, Eddie? Do you want to fight?
It makes sense.
You want to fight Eddie?
Don't put your feet anywhere near my face. Disgusting man. Shit, you got anything else for us?
So those are the main things that I've been watching.
And that's it, you gotta stop there.
Do you want me to carry on? I could
Say it.
carry on. I could go on and on and
This
on.
whole podcast could be about just anime.
I don't want Sodom. What else you been watching?
Well, I'm like, I'm also, I think, kind of messed up when it comes down to like animation. I can't get enough of it, guys. I really can't. And it's all Mo's fault. I messaged him the other day and I said to him, "You're a dick. You truly are a dick, and I fucking hate you." Because
My fault? It's Eddie's fault.
yeah, it's your fault as well, Eddie. But Eddie knows he's a dick, right? I don't need to remind him, but I need to remind, right? But honestly, guys, look, just watching the one show, and that show is called Night Raid. I strongly recommend you guys check it out. I love it. I'm not going to talk too much about it.
But they won't find it if they look for Night Raid, though, will they? What's it actually called?
Okay.
Don't open more.
Okay, I can't remember what it's called, the Japanese name for it.
Watching the show, you don't even know what it's bloody called.
Thank you, Mo.
Mo, it's such a cheater.
Akami Gargill.
Akami Gargill, there you go. Thank you, Mo. Why do you always do this?
Kill.
Why do you always try to take the piss out of me? You know I'm dyslexic and you try to like rub it in my face. You're a horrible man. When we were in school, you used to be a bully. You used to be a bully.
One of the few pleasures
I don't even know
get.
what I'm doing on this podcast with you. So, Eddie, what have you been watching?
Well, unlike you two, I've been watching grown-up entertainment. What's the movie called? Neon Demons. I finally got to see it. Nicholas Winding Refn's strange thriller, erotic thing. He's getting into being a weird motherfucker, man.
Wait, it's English, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Swedish or Dutch.
Sorry,
or
which
something.
actor?
No, the director.
Oh, the director.
Nicholas Winding Refn. He was the guy that did Drive and Bronson.
Alright,
Yeah, great director. But dude, this film's nuts. This is the fashion model one. You've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
The nice one. With Elle Fanning. So much I want to say about this, but it ruins surprises. And those surprises are what cause people to walk out the initial premiere screening at Cannes and pretty much everywhere it gets shown.
So is it good?
It's hard to... I didn't mind it. Some people hate it with passion. But I actually kind of... I was pretty entertained through it.
But what I know you don't want to ruin it for the listeners.
The basic story is you got this girl, played by Elle Fanning. She's 16 years old. She's on her own. She's moved to Hollywood to become a model. Living in a motel. Keanu Reeves is the guy who runs the motel, the creepiest motherfucker you've ever met. And there's one particular scene with him in which is so fucked up. You don't even see anything, you just hear it, and it is one of the most fucked up things you've seen in a while. I'll tell you that afterwards, man. But yeah, that's that. And it's basically about her journey into becoming this model, but she has this it factor. Everyone's obsessed with her. They see her and think, you know, she's got this energy, this innocence. The designers love her and other models hate her because they want to be her, and it just kind of morphs with her, fucks around with her head and her mind, and it's nuts.
So what are people complaining about that they don't like about the movie?
Because it's shocking, because there's fucked up shit that happens.
But apparently modelling is a fucked up career.
Yes, but this deals with cannibalism.
Oh, right.
Rape.
Are people being cannibalized while they're being raped?
Molestation. Like, it's some fucked up shit.
The overall
And you like this movie, did you?
Yeah, I love shit like this. But the overall response for it, I think it's been positive, right?
It's one of those. No, I haven't actually looked at the general rating of it.
Yeah, because it didn't stick around in the cinemas all that long.
Nah, but these sort of films never do anymore, man. I think we're in this age now where films, not movies, if there's that difference between films and movies, films don't really stick around that long. Unless it's the end of the year with that award season. But in the summer, it's all about the blockbuster films now.
Well, I think they've changed the window for home release. So I think now studios can actually release their movies for like pay-per-view and DVD and Blu-ray and all that within 90 days of it being in the cinema.
Yeah, that's the whole new model now, isn't it? For those smaller films, which is kind of a bummer because it means you can't catch those films on the big screen. Sometimes they really do deserve, like, regardless of what you thought of this, it would have been really nice to see this on the big screen. Because it would have been stunning, because visually, whew.
Yeah, I was actually tempted to go watch it when it came out, but
I don't know what, it would have been very uncomfortable though watching it in a room full of people. It's actually more of an easier watch at home.
Right, okay.
Anyway, so let's get into the news. The Rock almost starred in an R-rated, like a hard 18-rated version of the Saints Row movie. Would you have wanted to see that? Saints Row the
Saints
game.
Row the video game, yeah.
No
GTA
interest. Rip-off.
No interest in the video game.
But you know what it is. You're familiar with it.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's one thing's becoming apparent. We seem to be starting most of our podcasts now with what The Rock is up to.
It's pretty much his world right now. We're living in it, basically.
What was the reason for why he didn't? Has that been
The project just hasn't
really moved? So he still has interest in it if it moves forward? Or has it like changed over the years?
Oh, of course he's got interest. He wants to be in everything.
Exactly, but he's got so much on. If he doesn't do something, his window's going to be filled with something else.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're yet to see Rock in an 18-rated film, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure he is.
No, 15 has been the closest. I've never seen him in 18.
What was Snitch?
It's quite
15.
hard to get an 18 rating nowadays. So you can, I think you get an automatic 18 rated if you use the C word. Okay. And then I think it's only like if you're dealing with like this particular sexual things like rape and stuff will give you an 18.
You hear that, Rock? Got to start raping bitches.
But obviously that doesn't translate to the US. The US still have a very different way that they rate movies.
It's a little easier to get.
Here, do you remember like the sort of films that used to get an 18 rating when we were kids? Now they'd come in, they'd be 15.
That would be interesting, just to know that Rock is, well, if he was going to be in it. Just
Saints Row, though, man.
Well, I wouldn't have no interest in it, but like, could you imagine, like, just that news just traveling that Rock is going to be in an 18-rated movie?
Is there a game which you would love to see adapted that hasn't already?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm a bit worried because I've actually just purchased the limited edition remake of. Yeah,
you bought a game.
Yeah, it hasn't been released yet. It's BioShock, all three of them.
I knew it's gonna be BioShock. I was just looking for the name.
They've basically cleaned it up and they've got them all together. And I thought, you know what? It's my favorite game of all time.
Dude, what makes you think that will translate well to film?
Well, I don't know if it. Well, if you look at the visuals and the actual story itself. I think it could work.
Was it?
Yeah, the budget was too high on it. That's what the director
I did hear that because it was in development for a while. But I think it actually would be a pretty stunning movie. Like the first one, it's underwater.
Yes, it's basically,
and the second one's in the sky.
Yeah, underwater city. And then the third one is set in the skies.
So what's the second one then?
The second one I can't remember. I didn't actually play the other two. That's why I purchased it because I want to check them out. Yeah, but the second one I can't remember where that's based.
Okay, you're willing to put your reputation on that one?
What?
That is the third one that was in the sky.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know. I know. Do you want to bet?
No. I'm not an expert. I just want to make sure you have your
on the line.
confidences in it. But I think it would make a stunning, even if just the visual aspect of it.
Mo would say Street Fighter.
Well, they're yet to get it right, so
they've
why
got
not?
to get it right. But games just don't seem to translate well to
It's because
movies.
they're not done by people that know what they're doing.
This is true, but they've how many times have they tried it and failed?
Yeah,
There's no reason that comic book movies can work and games can't. There's no logical reason for it.
You're absolutely right. But the fact that they fail so many times, whenever anyone says there's a movie coming out based on a game now, I automatically think the studio's going to interfere. They're not going to do it justice, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, one day there will be something.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely, but.
Well, all right. Let's say
I can't think of anything that would make a good film.
So let's say the game studio doesn't get too involved.
Yeah,
they pass it over. What would you like to see?
Yeah, you have the control. You're the producer. You can bring in writers, directors.
You know what? I would really like to see. And I'm blanking now.
Zelda.
Zelda could make a really interesting one. I was thinking Super Mario, but that would just look too trippy. That would look way too strange. But Zelda, on the other hand,
animated Mario, maybe.
Yeah, Zelda I could see.
I'd probably want a more animated Zelda as well. Even though you could do it like a Lord of the Ringsy type setup, but I would want to do. I know they've tried this a bunch of times, but I still want to get a proper Mortal Kombat movie, proper martial arts, proper horror. 18 violence.
Then you might as well go for like the original Street Fighter, not the B Mortal Kombat.
No, but I want the violence. Mortal Kombat has its own thing with the horror aspects of it, which nothing else has.
The only other one I could think, I really enjoyed that. There's not many games that I played for the story, but I did enjoy Halo because it seemed to be quite epic.
Halo would have, that footage that Neil Blomkamp.
With Peter Jackson, wasn't it? Yeah.
Peter Jackson producing, Neil Blomkamp directing. Yeah. That stuff looked damn good.
That window is just like... I just don't know. I think they're a bit worried that they wouldn't be able to do... I think Halo, there was a time for it. I really do think that. A couple of years ago, yes. But now trying to release Halo, I don't think it's going to draw in that much money.
Still trying to do the Gears movie.
Gears of War?
Yeah.
But they're all they're just generic. If you take the name Gears of War out there, you still got the same type of movie.
It's just an 80s action movie.
Well, that's the reason for why I think BioShock will work, because it is something very, very different. You're talking about an asylum, psychotic people living, in this underworld city with this person who's trying to get out.
They would feel like very different films though. The first one from the third one. What is the second one, man?
No, dude, it's the...
I'm trying to think of what that second one is.
I think the second one is set actually on the Earth. So it's all on the Earth, but it's on the ground. It's on the surface.
Okay, we got our first look at The Rock in Jumanji playing a character called Dr. Bravestone.
Where is he? Where is he? I want to see him. Oh.
He looks like The Rock, wearing a short sleeve shirt. And
basically looks like Indiana Jones. A jacked up Indiana Jones.
I think Brandon Fraser looked more like Indiana Jones than The Rock.
And it's been confirmed that it's not a reboot, it is a sequel somehow, some way.
And apparently they are referencing Robin Williams' character. And not sort of like, not recasting that character or anything, but saying that this happened, which is quite respectful, I think.
Yeah, why not?
I'm actually glad that they've it's a continuation rather than them rebooting the franchise again. Well, not franchise, but the film. I think that works better.
At this point, because when did Jumanji come out?
It was like the mid-90s, late 90s.
Does it matter whether it was a sequel reboot?
No, I think the theory behind this, and I actually kind of agree, right? I'd much rather see something that exists. If they're going to do a new movie, do it in the same universe, right? Don't just brush away all the things that we liked about the originals. You don't have to bring the original cast back, but set it in that universe. Why trash everything?
I think with something like Jumanji, this board game, this magical board game, it can have an almost anthology-like way of telling, where every movie has a different group of people who discover this game, so it doesn't really affect it that bad. So I don't really mind. But again, like we say, The Rock again, does he? Am I getting burnt out on The Rock?
We need to do a show just about The Rock.
Am I getting burnt out? Am I the only one? I don't need to see him and everything.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy, but
I think what it is that everything that we actually see him in, and I hope that he's not listening to this, it's average. It's not. I'm yet to see. I mean, like we really like put everything on the table right now. Look at all the films that he's been a part of. What's the last good film that he was actually in? And that's the problem. We're yet to see him in a friggin' amazing. Snitch. Was it Snitch? Was the film that I saw him in that I said, you know what, I want to see more of The Rock after seeing that performance.
I don't watch him that much, but isn't he like regarded as the savior for the Fast and the Furious films?
Franchise, yeah. Kind of, but he just happened. It was almost going to be Tommy Lee Jones, that character, Hobbs.
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah.
That would have. I don't know. Would it have made a difference though? Because
you can't have like Tommy Lee Jones doing the sort of scenes that you've got The Rock doing.
Well, they probably would have edited it or written it to be different. But yeah, I think that was one of the highlights in Fast 5, I believe, where it was The Rock and Vin going head to head in that ridiculous fight.
Well, I mean,
Vin shouldn't have been able to win.
I'm saying, if you guys want to see something good with The Rock, watch Ballers. It is entertaining.
But at this point, it's not even about good. It's just sick of seeing him.
Yeah, it's just average.
It's not like he's different than anything he's in. He's just him.
Take I just like, I'm hoping that Jumanji is going to be the one that gets me excited about Rock movies. But as it stands, maybe the next thing that I might get excited about is when he's actually a part of. Well, he actually is, isn't he? Part of Marvel or DC now? DC. So
there's Black Adam.
Yeah. So.
Well, let's just hope it's not a Zack Snyder directed movie.
No.
It won't be.
Welcome home, kid.
Ben Affleck did a little sneaky. He released on his, I believe it was Instagram, footage, some sort of test footage of Deathstroke, which had to be Justice League, because there's nothing else from DC coming out anytime soon.
Unless they're already looking at what they want to do with Batman.
That's like 3 years away, 2-3 years away. Like, it makes no sense to be doing costume tests now for something which they haven't even finished writing yet. A lot of people saying that this is confirmed that this is going to be the bad guy for the Batman movie. But
see, if it's for Batman, I kind of like the idea, because we've seen all the other villains, in whether it's the Christian Bale movies or the original, the Michael Keaton, George Clooney series, Val Kilmer, whatever. It's nice to see that they're looking at a villain that hasn't been in one of those films and is not so mainstream.
Yeah,
for those who have a passing knowledge of Deathstroke, he was in. If you watch The Arrow, there was a version of Deathstroke in The Arrow played by Manu Bennett from Spartacus. He was playing Deathstroke in it, a version of it. I actually thought he wasn't too bad actually playing that character. But yeah, Deathstroke, oh god, I must not get this wrong. Slade Wilson, yes. He's the original character that Deadpool was inspired on. So Deadpool's basically a rip-off of, because he's called Wade Wilson and Slade Wilson's the Deathstroke character. But yeah, he's like a boosted up, physically enhanced assassin.
Is he as funny as Deadpool?
No, he's a very serious, villainous guy. But I don't know how he's gonna. I don't know where he'll fit in a Justice League movie, because I think it's definitely for Justice League. But he looked cool though, man.
Yeah, now earlier on you showed us some. You showed us the video game, right?
The Batman or Arkham Origins.
Yeah, and
the trailer.
Yeah, you showed us that before you showed us the test footage of Deathstroke. And the first thing me and Mo said is, "Wow, that looks pretty cool." Yeah. And then when we saw the footage of Deathstroke, we were like, friggin' heck, he looks exactly the same as the game. And that is where we get excited, when the actual character just feels friggin' awesome, and he really does.
And now the big thing that everyone's been chatting about is like, who's under that mask, who's in that costume? And the lead actor, I'm forgetting the guy's name, but it's the guy who played Alcide in True Blood. Remember the werewolf dude?
Right.
The big guy, the big dude. He was in Magic Mike as well, the tall guy.
Alcide.
Yeah, something Magilio, something. Yeah, that seems to be the guy who's the head name.
Okay.
Which is good because he's big enough to go up against Affleck physically. Like he's actually bigger than Affleck, so I like that.
Yeah, Alcide, again, I don't know the guy's name, but he was one of the characters that got me excited when I was watching True Blood. I was wondering, when am I going to see him?
Okay, so we're actually getting him to admit the homosexual tendencies. You were getting excited.
So it wasn't like Suki. He had his Jessica.
Exactly. He had his shirt off.
Wasn't like a bad.
It's okay, Solomon. It's okay to admit this. You're among friends. We're not going to judge you. Okay, it's okay. We're making headway on this.
So have they actually come out and said like who the villains are in the Justice League?
Now, the main villain is the Steppenwolf. He was the one in that deleted scene from BBS that we saw Lex. See, you saw the
he's in the sort of
the guy
where the troops come out. Yeah.
Oh right,
and
yes,
you see the Marvel boxes flying around. Steppenwolf. Marvel, they're developing a new Warriors comedy series. Do you want to see a Marvel-based comedy series?
Yes, absolutely.
Headed up by Squirrel Girl.
Absolutely. I don't know who Squirrel Girl is.
Yeah, but there's
a
comedy
Squirrel Girl sounds fantastic.
A lot like a manga sort of Squirrel Girl.
She looks like a manga character. Basically, she's a character who has enhanced abilities, as they always seem to do, but has an affinity for squirrels. And she's also, as a side story, she's also the babysitter for Jessica Jones and Luke Cage's baby.
Okay.
And in this version, she's the leader of the New Warriors, and
I have no interest.
So what is the New Warriors?
It's basically just a super team made up of basically like Teen Titans.
Right, okay.
For Marvel's sake.
So this is not a Netflix show though,
It hasn't got a home yet, but it's unlikely it'll be a Netflix.
So we're talking like 20-minute comedy.
Most likely.
It'd be really interesting.
Could be, but would it ruin it? Are we at the point where we don't need any more?
Well, no. If you get the right team behind it and they blend the action and the comedy well together, that's a surefire recipe for huge ratings. Victory.
We've seen this so many times
Have
now.
we though?
Yeah, of course. There's been so many TV
comedy.
shows.
Superhero comedy.
Superhero comedy, yeah?
Superhero comedy.
There was that shitty British one with the dude from the Vicar of not Vicar of Dibley.
There was that. Yeah,
Father Ted. That guy from there, he had one.
And there was that other
that
one.
Was garbage.
There was that other superhero. No. That was animated, wasn't it?
No,
Animation.
No, there's live action
There's a live action Tick.
Not the one that we saw.
No. So there was a series before.
Yeah.
So this is like a remake.
Oh, right.
And there's a new The Tick show. Have you seen any of the trailers for that?
We watched it.
Yes. We secretly watch our stuff. But, okay, and there was that other show. There was that other show, wasn't there, with that family?
Is
it Ordinary Family?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really, but it wasn't a comedy. That was like a 45-minute drama.
It was more, it was a drama, but it's more comedy based.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on that. I never really got to the end of that.
It wasn't great.
I just look. Marvel does some awesome stuff, but I can't. I'm not going to sit through this. I won't be able to. I have no interest whatsoever.
You're just saying this because you don't want to commit the time to watching another show, which you know you're not going to fucking do.
Come on, Eddie. Are you really getting excited about this?
Excited ain't the word.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what TV shows are supposed to do. They're supposed to get us excited. Films, TV shows, comic books.
Kind of like Alcide gets you excited.
What is this? What is this dig on me about
started it
to say that I'm gay or I'm bisexual or something like that? What is this?
Let the white run in. Blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense? Let the right one in. An amazing movie. The original version, Swedish, I believe. Then there was a remake with Chloe Moretz. They're making it into a TV show.
I don't
Never heard of it.
Tell me one of you two have seen Let the Right
Never heard of
No,
it.
Eddie.
Neither version.
No.
You two suck.
What is this? Let the right one in.
It's amazing. Both versions of the film. They're great.
Wait, what is it about?
It's a vampire movie.
Okay. Why haven't you ever told us about
It's
this?
a great one.
Well, why did you keep this to yourself then?
Everyone knows about it.
No,
I shouldn't have to.
No, you should share things with us. We don't watch.
Crawl out of your hole once in a while. And
Oh,
see
crawl
what
out
people
of a
watch.
hole once in a while.
See what people watch.
Why
and
can't you
get
just say,
excited
guys,
about.
sorry, I didn't tell you about this show, but
Film.
you should really film, but you should check it out. Why can't you say it like that? Crawl out your hole.
Everybody knew about this film. Which
Guys,
one are you looking
do
at?
you know about this show?
we're looking at
Please
the
put it
Swedish
down.
one.
Let me know. Do you know about this show? Because I want to know.
Yes.
Or is Eddie the only
Wow.
one?
So the Swedish one's got a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Booyaka!
Wait, what is this about? I want to know.
Told you, it's a vampire. It's a boy in Sweden, little isolated, lonely kid, meets a little girl. It's actually a very much.
Oh wait, I've seen this. Sorry, I saw this some time back. I have seen this now. Yeah, and yes, it's all coming back.
Have you ever like had
And the
a,
US one's got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
have you ever had like
I
a
saw the US one though. I saw the US one. I saw
car crash or anything?
just because I work in a rehab doesn't mean I am in rehab.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, but I saw the American one. Didn't see the
So
Swedish
yeah,
one.
the girl that this kid, it's actually very much an it's like the setup you can see in a horror anime, but it's this young boy befriends a young girl. The girl turns out to be a vampire. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really does sound like an anime show.
Wait a minute. Mo, why haven't you seen this? You've seen this. Come on. Mo.
I've never even heard of it
What
up
do you
until
mean?
today.
Come on. You gotta crawl out of your hole
Yeah.
and watch this shit. This shit was amazing.
It is. It was good.
Made me really
Both.
tearful whilst
Yeah.
watching this.
It is a sad thing, Ben. Especially the little reveal of the
Yeah.
that thing of the
Yeah. And that end scene
with the
swimming pool.
and the oh
Yes.
yes.
You tried to trick me. You didn't think I'd see it.
That was a wicked one. Yeah,
There you
it's a
go.
good. It's a good.
So
film.
do you think it'll translate well to a TV show?
I think it
Yeah.
can do if they treat it with an intelligent way that
If they stick to the
Stranger
source.
Things kind of handled.
Right. So not
their
a
characters.
network TV show then. So
No.
cable or a streaming service.
It needs to have teeth, for lack of a better word.
I like that. I like that. Teeth.
It has to be biting. It has to really, yeah. It has to be bloody.
Yeah.
But that's not what makes it good, but it needs that to balance it out.
But basically, you need
Some mature show.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with him. But you need to check this out definitely, and maybe next week, after you've watched all your anime, then let us know about this.
Do you reckon you could watch both versions?
Oh yeah, I mean I've got no problem with watching foreign movies.
No, but
Sometimes
both
it's
versions.
nice to see like the comparison.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be done okay-ish. Sometimes it can be done really poor. I'm trying to think of a film where I've seen the foreign version and then a US one and thought, the US one is as good or better.
We felt The Departed was that exception.
Yes, and you disagree.
I disagree.
Affairs, where you're
I
like,
prefer Infernal
no.
Affairs.
Departed is shit.
There you go. See?
Yeah, that was really harsh on you, man.
A really bad example is My Sassy Girl. If you've ever seen the Korean one and then seen the US
the
one,
American one sucks. I couldn't even make it through the American
Oh.
one. Oof.
terrible,
Did
terrible
My Sassy
movie.
Girl have that much of a fan following that they decided to like?
It was a big hit in the Korean one.
Yeah, it was huge. Even like with people who aren't Korean.
Yeah,
Okay.
love that film. I don't even like it.
What did I Am Sassy Girl get on IMDb?
What the American
one.
or the?
Yeah, the American one.
No, don't even include that.
Really, is it that
Everyone
bad?
hated it. No one liked that one.
That's just interesting to see because the Korean one was such a hit. So how
So
bad?
I am really surprised. The American one is rated at 6.3, which just seems way too high for such a poor movie.
Well, it has got what's that actress? The hot one.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's reason enough.
Wait, that's enough for a film to make it on
'Cause she's
IMDb.
She is extremely.
She's nice to look at. Guys
Do you reckon they-
that don't use their heads.
They must do that. Like, yes, this film isn't great, but she's hot, and this film deserves a
Yeah,
high rating.
Underworld. Perfect example.
Well, maybe they've never seen the original, and that's their first exposure to
Many
it.
of them would.
Yeah, maybe you have a different experience.
Yeah.
Just looking at the Korean one. The Korean one's got an 8.2.
By next week, you reckon you can watch the Swedish version?
I don't reckon I can watch both. I might
That's
have
what I'm
squeeze
saying.
one in.
No.
Oh, I thought when you were asking me, can you watch both? I was like,
Yeah, I always you could, in the week you watch the Swedish one early in the week, and then by the end of the week you watch the American one.
Why does he have to watch them?
Because then we can discuss. I'm curious to know from someone who hasn't seen anything of either of them. to make that comparison. Because recently I came across someone.
Which if I'm going to watch both, which one do I need to watch first?
Swedish, of course. Go in
you would have to go the original one first.
Because I actually came across someone who watched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, both versions for the first time.
Okay.
He actually saw the American one first.
Yeah.
And then the Swedish one, and surprisingly, he preferred the Swedish version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, have you seen Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
I have not seen The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Very, very good film. Very.
That'll be for the week after. So this week, let the right one in.
Watch my anime.
He can watch it all. He can watch it all.
I need another week off of work.
You can watch it all. You watch the animes on your journey to work. This will be
Do you reckon, right, if you pulled a sickie, right, to do this, and then on the following week you came on the podcast and did this, your boss would know?
Probably, because I keep telling him to subscribe.
Oh,
right, okay.
Do you wish to waive the right to a pre-sentence hearing?
No. Yes, Your Honor.
Taking into account the severe and ruthless nature of this crime and the bleak prospects for your rehabilitation, I hereby sentence you to serve 125 years in the custody of the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections.
Wait, no, wait. No, sit. You know, we didn't do it. There's a misunderstanding.
That's
We
right.
didn't do it.
We didn't.
I didn't. Our lawyer
I
told
did.
us to come up. He's joking. He means
I
we
told
didn't do
him.
it.
See,
we didn't do it.
Have you got the right case?
This is Monroe and Donahue.
Harry Monroe. Harry Monroe. Look under there. Look
Sir.
under that. In black, tall,
Sir, we
thin,
did.
black man.
How much does that mean in actual time?
30 years tops.
I'm gonna be a dead old man.
more somber news. Gene Wilder passed away this week. And he's an actor who really kind of pulled away from the limelight for a good many years, man. But I just love watching his films when I was a kid.
I did indeed. But I'm just looking here, so I should have realised, because he was a huge actor when I was a really small child. He was born in 1933.
Oof.
Wow.
So it's not really surprising that he pulled away from acting.
You know,
But he's been out of the spotlight for
yeah.
decades.
But he
It feels
was
like
he
since
was
the
old in
90s.
the 80s.
Yeah, I think what's the
Wait,
last?
so when did he, how old was he when he passed away?
Was he 80 something?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But what movie stands out for you? Let's go run through his.
So some of
filmography.
his biggest movies. So
Charlie and Chocolate Factory is going to be the most obvious one.
Whenever I think of Gene Wilder, I always think of his movies with Richard Pryor.
Yes.
And Hear No Evil, See No Evil
Yes.
is always one that stands out. But Stir Crazy is also one of my favourites. Silver Streak.
Yes, the cowboy one. Go for it, man. He's the biggest one.
So let's have a look.
What was the Professor one? The black and white. Man with, was it two?
The Man with Two Brains? That was Steve Martin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Man with Two Brains.
What was Gene Wilder's one? Young Professor or something like that?
He was in the Young
Frankenstein.
Young
That was
Frankenstein. So just looking at some of his really big ones, I mean, this guy, first acting credit is actually 1961.
Damn.
So he's been around for a while. So Blazing Saddles.
Yep, classic.
I actually have seen Blazing Saddles, but I can't remember much of it. Obviously, Silver Streak, 76. Stir Crazy, 1980. The Woman in Red.
Oh, yeah.
See No Evil, Hear No Evil. And that was like 89.
Awesome.
And then the movies become like ones that I've never even heard of.
Well, look, the one that I just, like you said, the one that really, as a child, as a kid, sitting down in my secondary school in a class watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, just did it for me, man. And that was the film and then after that, I saw a lot of the ones that you mentioned later on with you, but that's the one that really stands out for me. His performance in that was freaking amazing, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't really want to shit on Johnny Depp because he's a great actor in his own right, but his version of
Willy
Wonka.
Wonka.
Of course. How can we forget Willy Bloody Wonka? It's part of the damn title.
Happens.
Yeah, his depiction, Gene Wilder's depiction, was so much more manic. Like, Depp tried to kind of bring that across and make him weird and crazy, but I don't know, Wilder's version was so much more like innocent on one hand, but then when he got mad, like when they stole the
chocolate
gums that made them float.
Oh, the gums, right?
Yeah, and all of that shit. Like when he would get crazy, it was like you legitimately felt this guy's kind of scary.
Yeah, trying to take out his performance, you won't even come close. It was absolutely mind blowing, man. It really was. And honestly, I could sit down and watch it, like, because that sort of nostalgia feeling. I could sit down and watch it right now. I really can.
Yeah, man. He shall be missed. It's a shame we didn't get more of his work before his passing, but there's still plenty of it out there, man. Especially stuff with Richard Pryor. Loved it. So on to the next.
What? Are you having...
No,
Stop masturbating, Eddie. Stop masturbating, Eddie. I know
the moment right.
Okay.
When the moment's right.
You're gonna
you have to go with it. You have to go with it. Don't fight those feelings.
And just say amen to the Lord.
Yes. Mo knows what I'm going to have to say. So, a couple of weeks ago, we chatted about a new show that's being developed for Netflix called GLOWS. The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah, remember
female wrestling is based in the 80s.
Yes.
This gives it an interesting style in itself. That show is going to be heading up the sexy, seductive Alison Brie.
From Community.
Oh, okay.
The brunette.
Yeah.
Not the blonde one.
See, to say she's from Community, if that's all you've seen her in, is an understatement because they really play down her hotness in that show.
But there were a couple of episodes where they let that shine through.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I thought Alison was extremely good at the Community. She was underutilized. But she's going into a show about wrestling, and she's quite a dainty, tiny, teeny woman.
But that's what I think makes that exciting, that she is that way. So being in that world is going to make her really feel uncomfortable with seeing all these other wrestlers.
Could be her story that she's just a fan who's trying to make it as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And it gives an interesting look of what those sort of different types we're going to get. We're all going to be like jacked up.
Right.
You know, gym rats. Playing wrestlers. It's going to be all different mad chat. I can't wait to see the training they're going to have to do this.
I want to see the trailer for this.
Wait, you're not feeling it?
No, I am feeling it. I think it's because it got announced a few months ago, and generally sometimes with Netflix stuff, either gets announced and you haven't heard of it before and it's out, or you hear about it so far in advance that it's almost like a year or something before it's out.
See, we've seen a lot of shows, well, a few shows here and there, to do with wrestlers, right? Documentaries and stuff like that, right? This is the first time we're getting a glimpse, to what I can remember anyway, of women's wrestling as a TV show, right? This is crazy. This is really, really exciting.
It's like comedy to a degree. Is it like drama?
Yeah, it's a drama.
So is it like Orangeverse?
Yeah.
So it's from the same creator who did Weeds. So it's going to be like that kind of narrative.
Yeah. Which is, I think, perfect for this. And I think the places they can go for this is I kind of wait. I'm actually really looking forward to this.
And I think the fact that it's on Netflix, so it's going to, there's going to be lots of violence, there's going to be loads of swearing, so they've got all the ingredients there. They don't have to hold back.
To a degree, but from the track record of this guy, I'm guessing it'll probably...
Well, we was an HBO show or a Showtime show, so there was lots of like swearing and drugs and sex.
I'll be surprised if it gets into the drugs and sex aspect of it.
Surely professional wrestling is all around drugs.
Is it? So are these girls a part of?
No, it's GLOW is the name of the wrestling company. It's a real company that actually existed, and the GLOW means Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Right.
So
Okay.
Just
women.
wrestling company, but it's run by a dude, I believe.
Right. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Vince McMahon of
Exactly.
GLOW,
And the
of how
sexist way.
yes, that
Because
is
it's in the 80s as well, to the sexist way he handles
If
these
you want to
ladies.
make it, ladies, in the industry,
Exactly.
well, you may need to do a few things.
Yeah, then you got the prima donna ones
Yeah,
who've been there a long
yeah.
time. You got the news, you got the way the fans interact with them, you got the husbands and boyfriends that come visit. It's gonna be interesting.
Do you know what? It gets me thinking about who are those really old chicks. I don't think they're in.
You're talking about Marla and May?
Yeah, with Mark Henry was the one.
Yeah. Sexual chocolate.
Yeah, I think they may have actually been part of GLOW at one point. They've been around long enough that they should have been in that. I think most wrestlers that even we watched in WWE, WWF as it was back in the day, a lot of them came up from it.
Okay.
Because it was a big company.
I've never heard of it.
Right.
No, I remember when we first got satellite on, there used to be a channel called Lifestyle. They used to show GLOW on that.
Yeah, this was WCW on there.
I actually want to see some of the old school stories from GLOW now.
Let me check some of that. There must be some. Loads of them on YouTube. Man. Come on. Jeez. Before we jump into that, then, so I'm actually kind of into this.
Oh yeah.
It's something different.
No, I'm not talking about that. This is the next subject.
Oh right. So
you still talking about GLOW?
No, I thought that's what you're talking about. Okay.
No, I'm talking about this next story.
Because you haven't actually told us the topic, so I thought you were still talking about GLOW.
No. This is the next one now. James Cameron is heading up, and I believe he's nearly completed his adaptation, his 3D conversion of T2. And it's going to be released in cinemas.
So this is taking a movie that wasn't filmed in 3D, converting it into 3D.
No, but it's been done by the 3D master. So he's not going to half-ass it in the way that Marvel have done with their conversions. You know that Cameron's behind it. He's going to put effort into making sure that this is the best experience you can get.
I remember going to see The Phantom Menace in 3D, and that was so flat.
Yes. And they didn't know what he's doing. George Lucas didn't give a shit. We all know that by now. He's not really the one
all right, okay.
cares about the art.
I think I might have missed something here, right? So it's Terminator 2.
Yeah.
But with
in 3D.
In proper full-blown 3D.
By Cameron himself, though.
In 3D.
Now, did you go to Universal Studios with me?
Yeah.
And we experienced
Jurassic.
Yeah, no.
Now they got the Terminator 2.
Terminator, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was a very, very, very good 4D experience.
For its time, yeah. Especially.
So, if it's anything like that, it's probably going to be much better, but if it's anything like that, this is really, really cool. I would love to sit down. Because Terminator 2 is like one of my favourite films of all time.
It's a great film. Mm-hmm. And when you really think about sequences in that, I think a lot of them will work in 3D. Look at the one where the Terminator Arnold first grabs hold of John Connor on the back.
Yep.
And they're being chased by the truck.
Yeah.
A lot of those images will work beautifully in 3D. Even when he stops and turns around, he's got the shotgun to the camera. All of those shots.
It can, but it's just like I've never seen. Well, I don't like 3D in general, even when the movie is filmed in 3D. So, like, actually seeing a movie that was never intended to be, was never filmed in 3D to be then post converted.
Well, there is
dead inside.
Yeah, Mo's got a point, but look, this is the 3D master, right? We got here, right? Make it sound like a Jedi. But it wasn't filmed in 3D, so
plenty of movies on. Most movies that we watch
was Life of Pi, was that filmed in 3D?
Yes.
Right. So
that was.
So now when we look back at all the films, we watch a lot of films. The ones that really stand out are the ones that were filmed in 3D. So,
true.
Could this be James Cameron just saying, payday, payday, payday?
The man's rich enough as it is.
Listen, what's the old saying? You give a man a sack of gold, he'll always want more. Payday, payday, payday. That's what it could be, man. Come on, wouldn't you want to do that? If that, okay, I could re-release this film in the cinema.
Only if I genuinely believed it was going to be a great experience. And I believe he will make that effort.
I think that's the only saving grace that is Cameron, because obviously he pioneered the whole 3D thing with Avatar. Yeah. So maybe his company, has he still got that company? Maybe they've come up with some technology that can do this.
Right, we're watching that.
I was going to say that the flip side is we're going to get to see T2 on the big screen again.
No, but we watch it on the IMAX screen.
Hell yeah.
Now you must have read my mind because there was something I forgot to add, but this very morning I saw, so basically Arnold Schwarzenegger's son has basically done a scene for scene remake of a scene from Terminator 2.
Yeah, was it the biker?
Yes.
One? Yeah.
So you know the scene where in Terminator 2 where
Arnold Schwarzenegger's got a son?
Yes. That game was news to me as well.
A couple. One legitimate or one illegitimate.
So you know the scene he comes out of the bar and he basically gets on the bike and the guy comes running out the bar with a gun and it's got that playing bad to the bone.
Have we got that scene?
It's and there's
a naked one.
But have we got this scene? You're saying that like there's a shot for shot.
And it's got
you want to watch the actual footage?
Right,
I think that'd be fun, just like checking it out.
Mo's gonna be looking that up. So we shall sit here. So, how was your week?
Yeah, it's been good. You don't call anymore, man.
I don't.
Why don't you do? Why don't you just call? Like, why don't you just like all your friends?
I don't really like.
When you want to go through their fridge, you know, when you want to like eat their food, then you call, or ask. But otherwise, you're not bothered.
Okay, here's the video. Are we shall press?
Oh, hold on a minute. You know what? There is actually one that I watch where it's side by side.
Oh, what is that? Can we get some sound?
Done. Mo, you're such an amateur.
I put this on mute, so if we got any sort of like...
Oh, you're pulling pop-ups that you keep
exactly.
working.
Yeah.
Wait, too loud.
Wow. Oh, Ma, what are you doing?
Does not know he's there.
Damn.
So the one I watched this morning is actually split it in two, and you got the original on one side and this on the other.
Yeah, we see it hundreds of times. There's no way you don't know this.
Can't let you take a man's will, son.
Is that actually?
Let's get up.
That looks like the dude as well, you know.
That's so crazy. I didn't even know he had a son.
Dude, this isn't even. This is a Mexican one, isn't he? Is this
the one from The Maid?
It looks like the one from The Maid.
It's like he forgot his lines.
Dude, you guys know whether this is his legitimate son, which he has, the one who dated Miley, or is this the one from The Maid?
Oh, actually, I don't think his name is Schwarzenegger.
No.
Wait a minute. Is this...
Imagine this is your acting like real. I'm copying a scene that my father did. Put me in a movie.
Bania. So it's the one. It's the maid kid.
Wait.
The one he had the affair with.
Wait. What's the point of that?
That's his like.
What's the point?
I don't know. He gets his name out there. People get to see.
What's the point of that?
Wouldn't you do that? How many people have watched this, man?
Okay, no, that's cool.
It's been on so many news sites now.
Hold up,
millions.
Right. Yes, but okay, that's cool. Yeah. But if you're gonna do something like that, at least fucking do a good job. That at least talk. This is your freaking showpiece.
But Schwarzenegger doesn't really talk that much in that movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but like that piece in itself, man, you could have just.
You say that now, right? In 15 years, I bet you will be talking about this guy's in so many movies. He's the rock of the generation.
I don't.
Plus, it has to be a cheap scene that doesn't take any money. So just there on the bike, literally just done. Maybe that bar is close to where he lives. Maybe it's an easy location to get to. It's at night time.
It's imagine sending that to a studio and saying like, my father did this for you guys. I want to be an actor. I've recreated this scene.
They will say,
that
was a long time ago.
That was get his foot in the door.
No,
I
don't know, man. Yeah, doesn't work like that no more.
Hollywood very much works like that. It's very nepotism.
Whoever's the hot thing of the moment.
Yeah, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's not.
That's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's his son. He's the new blood.
Well, let's see where this goes. I just think to myself, I'm going to put a show roll together. I want to do a good job. And
next week's podcast,
okay.
The new Captain America is Joseph Bania.
You know what? Did we talk last week about Jean-Claude Van Damme Johnson?
No, we didn't, and I think we should.
I do remember.
Have you seen it?
No, but I keep seeing the thumbnails for it. I keep meaning to check it out, but...
Eddie.
Right, this is coming from Salim, because you know, like, he's got like this, I've got no time for bullshit. I've got no time unless the show is perfect, so here, this is I'll let him talk.
No, is it in that JCVD mode? Because that was good.
I didn't enjoy that movie.
I thought that was pretty cool.
JCVD, what's this?
Yeah, he's got a whole film where he does something similar.
I think I saw that.
And he's like involved, gets stuck in the back robbery and all that.
Eddie, I know, like, a time has come now. I don't want to say this, but where we no longer watch things with you anymore. We go to the cinemas by ourselves because you just don't have time for your friends. You don't call them unless you want something from them.
Or you arrange to come and then text on the day saying I'm not coming.
Yes.
That was when we watched all these things.
Yeah. So, you know. But anyway, we'll push that aside. We'll go too into this. Dude, you have to watch this because this was brilliant. And I mean brilliant on every level. performance, little sketch story, the development, all these. I want to see this as a TV show. The production value was friggin' absolutely.
It is a TV show, isn't it?
It's a TV.
Remember, it's a pilot.
It's a pilot, which if it's so the way Amazon do it is that the public gets to
it's
vote,
like Amazon
but I'm not
thing,
entirely
yeah.
sure how much that actually affects whether a show goes into production. But yes, it is a TV show, but it looks like a movie. It is. They've spent a lot of money on this,
and it was very, very, very good all the way through. I didn't see it and think to myself, oh my god. You know, you like pick up your phone and you just start doing other things. I wanted to watch this thing, and I did all the way through, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, man.
and it's funny as well.
It is very.
He
funny
has
as well.
got no problem taking the piss out of himself.
Yes.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, and then we watched The Tick as well, which
Yes.
unfortunately didn't quite hit home.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole pilot, but I've seen scenes of it, and it does not.
No.
Yeah.
It's that costume. That's what it's distractingly bad.
It's the character as well. The actual character that plays Tick, it's not good, and it's the other guy whose story it's about who
Fred,
become.
yeah.
It's not very good. Yeah.
But well.
No.
Okay, so is that it, guys?
That is it.
Is that it for another week? Talking at the movies, can it be? Who are you?
I am Salim. You can find Salim on Bollyfools. On Twitter, do send us a message. We'll be more than happy to get back to you. And we take Twitter requests as well. That's Bollywood ones, by the way.
No, the email.
The email.
We're talking about the movies, which we need to start utilising.
The email address, if you'd like to reach us to give us praise or abuse, or if the gypsies are still looking for Eddie from last week, we are TATT.
Oh yeah, I forgot you cast off the gypsies last
Someone
week.
said that I got a gypsy curse put on me in the comments.
Have you been alright this week? You don't feel unwell? Don't feel any pains or anything?
But I want to add in a new section. That's why I want to give out the email, like a reader's letters, listeners' letters. Maybe they got questions for
Mailbag
us.
section.
Yeah, like opinions on films or shows or something. So how can they get?
So the email address, I think I'm going to get this right, is TATM podcast. So Talking at the Movies podcast.
Okay, that one word, no.
It's all one word, but we'll put it up on the YouTube page when you put the podcast up.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the notes, show notes, if you listen to this just as an audio through the podcast app, whatever you're using. Where can I find you, Mo?
At the moment, not many places.
But in a week or so.
In a week or so. So should we break the news here?
Get it?
Right. So guys, we know how much you love us, so we thought we'd give you even more content. We're currently working on a new show called Anime Amateurs. That's actually quite a mouthful to say. You got to think about that.
I tripped up on that, but I think it's really good on Eddie's part. Eddie came up with that name. By the way.
We're currently going through a binge watching session of various different anime shows, and we will be launching a new channel shortly on YouTube, where we'll be talking about our love of the genre and shows that we've been watching, and try and convince each other to watch a show that we've watched and liked, and then we'll hopefully also start watching a show all together and discuss it.
So yeah, and if you're listening to this, if you only ever listen to this podcast through the audio stream, then you can hear Anime Amateurs thrown in during the week as short little bursts episodes, so it won't interrupt anything. It'll be cool. I'm actually looking forward to getting that one out.
Yes.
I'm Ed Reese. You can find me on The First Take, YouTube, 12, all that shit. And yeah, this is it, man.
Okay.
Adios, muchachos.
Peace.